In this video, I'm gonna share with you concentrated material on awareness meditation, tested and working techniques, and a few of untold tricks that will make you succeed each time you sit down to meditate. Stick with me to the end of this video and you will learn the main mistake to avoid in order not to fall asleep while meditating. How to relax the 4 main body parts that get in the way of your whole body relaxing. One unexpected thing that happened to me once I entered that blissful state. And finally, my proved and working 2 techniques that will make your meditation satisfying consistently. Spoiler alert, both tricks I'm gonna share with you today involve using our eyes. Did you know that we don't see with our eyes, we see with our brain? Here's an amazing thing. Once your brain have tasted that blissful state, it surely can recreate it outside meditative practice, and your happiness becomes lasting happiness. So I've been meditating for many years, tried everything there is. The problem I found in the beginning was that I was not knowing what I'm reaching for. Nobody told me how I'm supposed to feel when I'm doing it the right way. And here's what happened when I first time got into the zone. I felt this strange feeling. My eyes were closed, but my head started to move slightly back and forth, and also in the circles and even in figure 8s. I certainly wasn't doing it consciously. I actually even filmed myself to make sure the movement actually happens and it's not imagined. So the first time I felt it, I was a bit uncomfortable and I opened my eyes right away. I felt this kind of roller coaster feeling. But when I tried again and again, I was prepared to this and decided just to watch and see what happens. This kind of feeling of movement became the sign to me that I'm getting into the zone. And I learned to cherish it. So I would just be aware of it and enjoy that feeling. It actually helps the practice. Once I tasted this blissful, delightful state, I wanted for more. I wanted for longer. I wanted to reach it every time I meditated, just to recharge, to rest, and maybe remind ourselves how actual happiness feels like. The sequence I'm gonna show to you and the tricks will get you to the bliss state each time you will sit down to meditate. But first, let's start with the basics. For any tricks to work, first we need to get into the right setting. Meditating first thing in the morning. That's the most common advice we get nowadays. Where are we in the morning? Obviously, we are in our beds. And in the morning, we are just a little bit lazy, so we remain laying in our beds and try to meditate. Most of the time, we fall asleep again. Same mistake is being done in the night. When we try to meditate at night, we shouldn't be laying down in our bed. If this is why you are meditating in the first place, to help yourself fall asleep, then obviously go ahead and do it. But if you're after this feeling of detachment from your body whilst you're still aware, then you shouldn't lay down in your bed. Another thing that I found difficult was to stay still. The moment I would sit down, close my eyes, started breathing, I would have an itch, the urge to go to the bathroom, some uncomfortable feeling making you to move. And the key for me is to train your awareness. Awareness is our focused attention, whether it's outside of us, anything we view with our eyes, or inside of us. So when we focus internally, we may find there are various thoughts, but some are dominant. There's a story we are telling ourselves. And this is a great step to start our meditative journey, to shift our awareness inside and view what kind of stories we are telling ourselves. What are the dominant thoughts? We may close our eyes and listen, and that may be our first step to meditation. Not to shut down the thoughts, but listen to them. Become aware of what's happening inside of us. For the purpose of this video, let's call all the stories and all the thoughts just the mental noise. So when we shut down the louder noise, which was external noise, obviously our internal noise becomes louder. So how do we silence this internal noise? The solution lies within the problem, as usually. What do you mean? Our solution to thought awareness is awareness, just to something else. So focusing awareness on our breathing is the first solution. Normally, the breathing happens without us having to direct it. So the breathing happens whether you think of it or not. However, the trick here is when we focus our attention on breathing and try to direct it to different pattern than usual, long inhales and even longer exhales, suddenly we shift our internal attention from thinking whatever it was our internal noise was about to the breathing. Try it. It's not that easy to beat your autonomous nervous system. You need to focus, and that's how we give our relentless mind a new job. So now it focuses on the breathing. It cannot focus any longer on these thoughts. By the way, breathing helps many processes that help our meditative practice, like slowing down the heart rate and the blood flow to the brain. But for our own purposes, we only cared about awareness. So now our mind is aware of how we breathe instead of being aware of external world or internal mental chatter. However, I noticed it's hard to maintain the pattern of breathing for a longer periods of time. So for example, if you're wanting to meditate for 30 minutes, you will not be able to keep your breath slow for all that time. So that's why I needed tricks. By the way, there are other ways to direct your awareness. Just listen to the repetitive sound, which is not too noisy. For example, air conditioning sound. This is again shifting awareness. Now you are aware of a sound outside of you. Another very helpful technique is the so-called body scan. So we lie down or sit down with our eyes closed. We try to relax our body, one body part at a time. We may listen to a guided meditation that guides us through this, or you can do it yourself by just shifting your awareness from one body part to another. To me, it's not that difficult to relax the lower body. Where the most tension is concentrated is here. I figured that I only need to relax these 4 body parts and the rest of the body relaxes. So what are those? Your forehead, your eyes, your jaw, and your shoulders. Try this for yourself. When you direct your attention to your forehead and try to relax it, you will just feel how eyebrows lifted. With your eyes as well, they remain closed, but they are softly closed, so you just relax those muscles. And next, the jaw. The more stress you have, the more tight your jaw will be. So I would basically just open up my mouth if nothing else helps. And lastly, just drop your shoulders. Once you do this, notice how you feel. You should be relaxed by now. The most beautiful thing is that once you've done it several times, you can quickly relax them in a matter of 5 seconds. I call those 4 body parts my tight butts. They are responsible for 90% of the tightness in my body. You might find that in your case, there is a different body part that is responsible for you being tight. First times, you should scan all your body parts and see where the most of the tension usually lies. But I can almost guarantee that at least few of those 4 tight butts that I just shared with you are gonna be your tight butts as well. I invite you to hit the like button if this video has been eye-opening thus far. I appreciate you doing it. Thank you. So you're sitting down, you are doing your breathing, and here comes the magic trick. The first trick I have been using for many years. So I figured, because we focus with our eyes when we look externally, shouldn't it help also to focus when we look internally? And it was exactly what happened. I found this exercise 15 years ago. Here's how it works. For this one, we will use our eyes closed, and we'll try to look into the center of our forehead, where the third eye is supposed to be. Let's try this. Let's close our eyes, breathe, and now try to focus your eyes into your third eye. Try looking with both of your eyes up here, up and into the middle, and keep it there. That's right. It doesn't feel very comfortable, but it will get better and better. Relax your jaw. That's how you do it. Initially, I have combined this technique together with binaural beats. I loved Alpha Mind track. If you want me to send you one, just leave me a comment and I will reach out. And finally, my most beloved trick, which I use all the time. I found it very recently, and I'm forever grateful to my teacher, Jeffrey Allen, and his duality course. Here's how it works. Let's close our eyes and focus behind the eyes. Try to focus on your eyelids with your eyes closed. Now try to retract your awareness a little bit back to the center of your head, just between your ears. Now be aware of your ears. Try to move your awareness slightly to the left ear. Come back to the center of your head. Now move your awareness slightly to the right ear. Great. And now come back to the center of your head. And now the trick. Try to move your awareness to the back of your head and a little bit up. This is the spot of the peaceful mind. Don't beat yourself up if it doesn't work for the first time or the second. Whichever way you do it is the right way, because with each time you sit down and practice it, you'll get better. Join me in this next video here, where we will train our awareness just a little bit more so that it will finally put your mental chatter to rest and allow your inner world to open up like a kaleidoscope. And if you are using other tricks that help you meditate like a pro, please do share with us. Please comment below so that we all can benefit.